welcome to Polish with Ray. I'm Rachel, and today I'm going to be sharing with you the newest collection from Bee's Knees Lacquer. It's part 2 of the What We Do in the Shadows collection. Before we get started, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. That lets me know you like seeing Bee's Knees Lacquer here on my channel, and if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do. I upload new live swatching videos every week. So part 2 of the What We Do in the Shadows collection is an 8-piece collection including a variety of finishes. We have flakies, magnetic pigment, UP, reflective glitter, and shimmers. Pre-order for this release will begin on February 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and will go through February 28th. In addition to the beautiful polishes I'm sharing with you today, they're going to have a lot of other stuff on the site too. There are going to be some What We Do in the Shadows mysteries, and you can find spoilers for those on the Bee's Knees Lacquer Facebook group, which I will link below. There's going to be a new monthly monster mystery, as well as a set of light reflective glitter mystery bags inspired by the book Iron Widow. Those will be limited to 2 bags per person. There'll be some new scents added to the site. Woo! That's one of my favorite parts. And then we're also going to have some respawns coming back too. All right, we have 8 gorgeous polishes to look at today, so let's go ahead and get into the swatches. A couple quick disclaimers. First of all, I am really under the weather right now, so if my voice sounds weird or I sound weird, just know that is why. Also, we are having a major storm right now. I don't know when it's going to stop, so the show must go on, but hopefully neither of those things is too distracting. So we're going to start off with the straight up UP polishes first. This first one is called the Vampiric Council, and it's described as being a black to red multichrome with red to green UP. At first glance, this polish looks to be a rich burgundy, which you're seeing in the bottle, with red UP shining at the forefront of the black base. But as you take it into other lighting, and you can kind of see it on the sides of the bottle there, you get to see the UP shift to green. This one's going to retail for $16 and will be capped at 400 bottles. On the initial coat, you can see that this one was quite sheer. UP polishes tend to be, that way the base color doesn't overtake that gorgeous red to green shift. On the second coat, we get to see more of that blackened burgundy base. And then in 3 coats, it did reach very close to full opacity. Here in my bright lighting, you can still see nail line, but depending on your angle and your lighting situation, sometimes you may not see it. So here is what 3 coats of Vampiric Council looks like with a glossy top coat and some bright lighting. You get the burgundy base, kind of blackened, and then that gorgeous red shift. And as you move your hand around, you can see some of the green as well. Here's what it looks like over black. All of my thumb shots in this video is 1 coat over black. I just thought it'd be interesting to see it, and I actually really love this one over black. Here's what it looks like at a different angle, and we can kind of see some of that green coming out, but what I found to be more interesting with this one is I saw a lot of coppery tones in the shimmer. Really, really beautiful. Pictured are 3 coats of the Vampiric Council with a glossy top coat. This next one has a censored word in the name of the polish, so we're just going to call it this freaking guy. It's described as being a black to red multichrome with green to blue sibling UP. At first glance, you get to see the emerald green UP over the black base, but then when you move your hand around for this one, you get to see the UP shift to blue because sibling UP shifts blue to green, OG original UP shifts red to green. This one's going to retail for $16 and will be capped at 400 bottles. Much like Vampiric Council on the first coat, this one was quite sheer too. I just thought all of these really lent themselves to be paired over black. That's why I chose to swatch all of them over black. That way you can save some of that UP pigment because those polishes are a little on the pricey side, but well worth it if you're a UP lover. In 3 coats, this one was a little bit more opaque than the Vampiric Council polish was. I could see my nail line if I was really looking for it, but it wasn't very noticeable. So here's what 3 coats of this freaking guy looks like. Under bright lighting, you get a lot of the black and the green and so much sparkle. And then because this one does have a red to black multichrome base, when you move your hand around, you get to see those shifts to red as well. Look at that. It like kind of reminds me of like Scary Christmas or something. It's weird, I know, but that's what I saw. And then here's what 1 coat of this looks like over black. Really, really beautiful there too. I actually prefer this one over black, and I thought it was really unique with the combination of the UP and the red to black multichrome. Pictured are 3 coats of this freaking guy with a glossy top coat. Up next, we have 5 spits for an enemy. This one's described as being a black to blue to purple multichrome with red to green UP. At first glance, you get to see the red UP over the blue base, which kind of gives it a purple appearance. The polish also does shift to purple though, and it also has shifts to green because of the UP. Price for this is going to be $16, and it will be capped at 400 bottles. So I found this one to be quite the shapeshifter. Depending on my lighting situation or whether I was outdoors or indoors, this one looked pretty different on the nail. Most of the time though, it did give off this beautiful purple glow. You can see it building up really well here on the second coat. In 3 coats, I did still have a little bit of nail line showing through, but just like the one we just looked at, it was only really there if I was looking for it and in bright lighting. So here's what 3 coats plus a glossy top coat looks like out in the sunlight. It just sparkles so beautifully, purple, blue, and red, all in like a blackened base. It's really shifty and gorgeous. And here is what it looks like over the black. I found that 1 coat over black really brought out the blue tones in this polish. Really, really beautiful. Pictured are 3 coats of 5 spits for an enemy with a glossy top coat. And the final UP multichrome we have in this collection is called Vampires Hate Waiting. It's described as being a black to blue to purple multichrome with green to blue sibling UP. Initially, you get to see the green UP over the blue base, but then you get to see the polish shift to purple and the UP shift to blue. It's going to retail for $16 and will be capped at 400 bottles. So this one, I actually saw mostly in the bottle the blackened blue base and the blue UP. I can kind of see the green shimmer up close in the bottle here, but what I see mostly in this polish, regardless of the lighting, was the blue and the black. So on application, this one was quite sheer, just like the rest. This one maybe was the sheerest actually out of the first 4 that I've shown you today. It did start to build up nicely on that second coat, but I found that even in 3 coats, I did have quite a bit of visible nail line. If that's a bother for you, you may want to pair these with a blurring base coat just to get them fully opaque. I don't know that these felt super multi-chromy to me. Just regardless of the lighting situation, they did not have that definitive shift from one color to the next. Instead, they all just kind of felt like they had a blackened deep base with tons and tons of gorgeous sparkly UP and shift within the shimmer. Here's what this one looks like over black. That's my preferred way to wear this one. Really, really pretty. Pictured are 3 coats of Vampires Hate Waiting with a glossy top coat. And the final polish with UP in this collection is called He's Left His Mark on My Heart. It's actually a magnetic with unicorn pigment, which I've never seen before. This one's described as being an icy blue magnetic polish full of red to green UP. The price will be $16 and this one will be capped at 400. I think this one's going to be one of the more popular ones from this collection. In the bottle, it doesn't look like much, but when you add the magnet, wait for it, it is just shockingly beautiful and reveals all of that incredible red to green UP. It is unlike anything I've ever seen before. So, so pretty. On application, you can see that unmagnetized, we get pretty good coverage, but once you apply that magnet and all of those blue pigments are drawn inward, you get a whole lot of nail line. It is almost completely clear, completely sheer on that first coat. I did reach better opacity in 3 coats, but this one is going to be pretty sheer if you magnetize each and every layer, which I'm showing you here, but I'm also going to show you what it looks like when you go in for 3 coats and only magnetize the top layer. So here's the 3rd layer, applying the magnet. And there you go. You still get some nail line. It's not too much, but I feel like when you magnetize every coat, you get to see more of that UP. Here's what it looks like built up in 2 coats unmagnetized and just the top coat is magnetized. You can't see the UP pigment quite as well here, but it is still super beautiful and a lot more opaque. I don't know which I prefer more. You'll have to let me know in the comments which is more your style. So here is what 3 coats looks like with all 3 coats magnetized. With a glossy top coat on the full hand swatch. On my ring finger there is what 3 coats look like, none of which are magnetized. And I found the magnetic pigment to be in this polish extremely reactive. Looks really pretty over black as well. That really helps bring out some of the shift to green and gold. Just absolutely beautiful. Pictured are 3 coats of He's Left His Mark on My Heart with a glossy top coat. Now for something completely different, this is called Twilight Style, and it's described as being a smoky periwinkle base with glittery gold to green shimmer and black to blue to purple multi-chrome flakes. This one will retail for $13.50 and will not be capped. So in the bottle here, you do get to see a light kind of sky blue, periwinkle blue base. On the nail, it looks quite different, but it's really, really, really stunning and unique. On that first coat, it almost seems like it has a clear base. It's so sheer, but it is packed with all of that gorgeous green gold shimmer and those multi-chrome flakes. On the first coat, I thought I was going to have to do a little bit of, moving stuff around where I wanted it. But on that second coat, I realized that the flakes come out so abundantly, it's not necessary. They're going to scatter themselves out perfectly random on your nail for a beautiful finished look. So in 3 coats, you can still see quite a bit of nail line and bright lighting. That's what you're seeing here. And that shimmer just absolutely glows. It is so sparkly and bright. It reminds me of like water reflecting the sunlight or something. It's so beautiful. Yeah. And then it seems to almost shift to a colorless color when it's on its own. Here's what it looks like over black. Not my favorite. It's not bad, but it's a little bit too sparkly to go over black. Here's what you see when Twilight Style is on your nail in most regular lighting. This is some indirect lighting here just in my office. And you get a lot of shift from that beautiful shimmer and very little nail line showing in lower lighting. And then it's more beautiful over black and lower lighting too. Pictured are 3 coats of Twilight Style with a glossy top coat. Next up is Our Familiar, which is described as being a rainbow in a bottle. It's got a black cherry base with shimmer that shifts from copper to green to blue to purple. This one's going to retail for $13.50 and there will not be a cap. So here in the bottle, it looks like it has like a purpley base, but actually when you get it on the nail, you can really see that gorgeous black cherry color that the maker Sarah describes. And the shimmer is so intensely beautiful for this one. I adore the shifty shimmer polishes that Bee's Knees makes. I know they've been doing a lot of other finishes lately, but I really hope to see more of these from them in the future. They are always completely breathtaking. This one had my favorite formula out of the collection to work with. You can see just how pigmented this one was on the first coat. And in 2 coats, I did reach full opacity and that deepened up the color quite a bit. It's got like this, oh gosh, like a bricky orangey red base. I think black cherry is a great description. And then check out the shimmer and bright lighting. You can see the copper, the green. And as you move your hand around, this shifts and the shimmer just intensifies. It is so, so, so beautiful. I adore this polish. Just for good measure, I also put it over black, but I really don't prefer it that way, although the shimmer is fantastic. I did not like losing that gorgeous black cherry base. In my mind, it is perfection. Perfection on its own. Pictured are 2 coats of Our Familiar with a glossy top coat. And the final polish I have to share with you today is called VIVA Atlantic City. It's described as being a black to blue to purple multi-chrome with ruby red light reflective glitter. The price for this will be $13 and there will not be a cap. So this polish just absolutely glows here in the bottle and on the nail too. The base is it is a multichrome, but in most lightings, I see what you're seeing here, this intense, almost blurply shade. And then at certain angles, you can see a slight shift to black, a little shift to purple, but most of the time it's that gorgeous blue and all of that crazy red glitter. Although this one was a little sheer on that first coat, it did build up to full opacity for me in just 3. I think most people will be good with this one in 3 coats as well. Now, some of these reflective glitter polishes can be very dense and thick. This one was not. It's not jam-packed with those reflective glitters. It's not what I would consider to be a glitter bomb by any means. I felt like it was smooth and easy to work with. It dried down slightly textured, but it really wasn't too bad. And I actually wore this with just a regular base coat and a glossy top coat and scrubbed it off and didn't have too much of an issue. So here is what 3 coats of Viva Atlantic City looks like with a glossy top coat and some sunlight. You can see a little bit of that red sparkle, but mostly what you see is that gorgeous blue multichrome. It's so, so pretty. This one was also gorgeous over black, although you didn't get too much of that red reflective glitter over black in just 1 coat. Here's what it looks like under flashlight. Stunning, so, so stunning. I felt like it wasn't quite as intense as the F word polish, but still an absolutely gorgeous combination. Pictured are 3 coats of Viva Atlantic City with a glossy top coat. Here's what it looks like over black. And here's what it looks like under flashlight. So that was part 2 of the What We Do in the Shadows collection. Let me know down in the comments what you think you're gonna be grabbing. Although I thought the collection as a whole is super beautiful and very cohesive too, I'm not the biggest lover of UP, so I had a pretty easy time narrowing down my personal favorites. My first top pick is our familiar, every time Bee's Knees Lacquer does these super opaque shifty polishes, I'm in love. This one had so many shifts, they were gorgeous, and like I said, the opacity was perfect. And then my second favorite, my very top pick from this collection, you probably already know, is Viva Atlantic City. This one, gosh, it's incredible. It kind of reminds me actually of from the Witcher collection, the F word polish. If you haven't seen that review, I will link it up in the cards because that polish was everything. It kind of reminds me of that polish, but reversed. Instead of having blue reflective glitters, it has red, and instead of having red in the base, it has blue. This one was super intriguing, nothing like it in my collection, and gosh, the reflective glitter with the shifts, yeah, I love it. So those were my top picks from part 2 of the What We Do in the Shadows collection. Let me know what you are loving down in the comments. And in case you're in the mood to see some more beautiful polishes be swatched, you should check out some of my recent videos. Recently, I live swatched and reviewed the upcoming 5th Indieversary collection from Wildflower Lacquer. I also recently reviewed the upcoming Cuticula collection, Kingdom of Legend, also a part 2 collection. And I started a new series on my channel where I live swatch and review some new small indie brands. I'll link all of those videos down in the description so you can check them out. Hopefully this review was helpful for you in figuring out what you want to grab. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!